I'm Dr. Anita McLaughlin, a transformational counselor, mentor, chaplain, author, and entrepreneur. Stay with me as we redefine another diamond moment. Diamonds are produced through time, heat, and pressure. The cut, clarity, and size of the diamond will determine its use. The use of a stone adds to its value. Life's diamonds are produced in the same manner and their value is determined the same way. Becoming is a process, and that process has stages. So if you're a diamond, it's time to redefine the previous steps in your process. If you haven't done so, please join me on Wisdom, where you'll be able to speak with me personally, leave questions that I will answer, and where we can develop a true relationship. Also, you're invited to visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's www.DrAnitaMc.com. Please subscribe and rate this podcast if you haven't done so already, and tell your friends. Today I wanted us to talk on the subject that our story is hidden in our history. Who we are, the way we respond to things, the way that we handle the roads moving forward is actually hidden in our own stories, which is represented in our history. We can move from an external world, the external world around us, to the basic structure within us, and the statement remains true. Our story is hidden in our history. We've discussed before, and I've talked to you about my belief, and that is that we are spirit beings who live in a physical body and have a soul, which is defined as our mind, our will, and our emotions. This story is shared in Scripture. If we look carefully and are able to examine and determine what's being said there, it does bear out that we are spirit beings. If we are truly formed in the image of God, whether you believe that would be vibrationally, where we're dealing with source or the creator or that which is greater than us, is normally something that we cannot visually see or perceive. But that which we cannot see, Scripture even tells us, created what we do. We talked about that before as related to concepts and ideas, where a chair was an idea in someone's mind until they moved forward in that concept and made it a tangible object. So the way that our external world works actually will confirm the fact that we are spirit. We live in this body. We talked about that in terms of when someone passes away and they're no longer in that body. You can't really you put your finger exactly on what changed. You just know that whatever that life force was is no longer there. And while we recognize that shell is still something that's missing there, and you can't get around it. And then we've talked about the fact that we all have been given free will. We have a mind, we have a will, and we have emotions. And that makes us three parts: spirit, soul, body, but one person. So we've been evaluating our individual life's journeys, our family history, our personal experiences, and what we have come to believe about ourselves, or what we feel that we have to overcome or accept about ourselves based off of our journey. The making of life's diamonds, we've talked about over and over and over, is in that journey. So this statement still holds true. Our story is hidden in our history. Today, I wanted us to look at the physical side of things and a portion of that physical side of things. Yes, you can get your history, your health history by evaluating your family members. Anytime you go to the doctor, they always want to know your history, your health history. Did anyone have this particular disease, or did anyone suffer with this, or how your genetics play into your health history. I want us to go even further today, in particular for those who may have be in the community whose history has been hidden from them. We look at the headlines and sometimes we don't necessarily connect the lines back to our own individual lives. Sometimes we look at things as though it's always the other guy and never us. But I wanted us today to really evaluate our own history and how that history can be changed and altered and made ineffective, and that we as individuals are responsible for doing something with our own history. A lot of what I talk about here is taking an active role in your own life. Instead of allowing the circumstances of life to define who you are, to take those elements and create the preciousness of life from it. Yes, many people have had a very difficult start in life. I will accept that. I agree with that. Many times people don't want to go back and look at it. Maybe it was so horrific and so difficult until you are amazed that you made it through the first time. So why in the world would you want to go back and examine it? And I'll say it again, as I said in the intro. Diamonds are produced by time, heat, and pressure. That pressure is fundamental for allowing you to extract from that experience something that is beneficial. I don't believe that we just go through difficult thing after difficult thing after difficult thing and horror after horror based on more horror, and we're never able to bring anything good, anything of substance out of that. But it's difficult, and it takes a lot of courage to look inside and decide, I am not going to let this experience define me. I am going to get the good out of this thing, and I'm going to come out better because of it. And thus, a diamond is created. We polish it. We cut it. We bring out the facets of that diamond that give it value. We have in the United States today an area of the country that would like to cause a permanent forgetting of our history. There are areas who actually want to ban and legislate away the ability for our children to know their history. There are those who want to rewrite the history books and remove areas that we all know are true, so that we will not be able, for whatever their purposes are, to possibly regarding reparations or feeling that there may be hostility and anger, because this segment, and it's not everyone, this segment of the population believes that if we knew our history, we would be angry. Why? Because we have the curious way that we judge other people by ourselves. Some of these people feel that if I had been treated the way that you have been treated, I would want to lash out and get back at those who mistreated me. That's why in so many instances, the way that we continue moving forward, particularly in the United States, the way that we treat those who migrate to this country hoping for a better life, the way that we treat them is writing their history. The way that we interact with people on the street is writing their history. The way that we're treated by those who are leaders or in responsible positions. Those people are writing our history. So when we get to leaders who want to ban things like critical race theory, where it is set up just to tell the history of a particular group of people, and somehow or another, those people knowing their history is something to be feared, something to be legislated away, we always have to take a moment and stop and realize, why would someone want to legislate away the history of another group of people? It usually is surrounded by fear. Fear of what might happen if they knew the truth, fear of what those changes could make in the lives of those who are seeking to obscure and to hide the truth. So I want us to understand that it's not someone else's responsibility to teach us our history. It is our responsibility to dig in and know. American culture puts a lot of weight on the role of celebrity. And many times we see celebrities, particularly in the African American community, who say, well, I don't want to know my history. I don't want to know anything about Africa. And I can respect the fact that's their choice. They don't want to. But I would surely hope that if you're under the sound of my voice, that you don't take that stance. I think it's very important to look at, to research, and to know your history, because once again, our stories are hidden in our history. I had the opportunity to take a hard moment in life and recreate that experience to bring me to a place of a new diamond in my life. And for that, I am truly, truly grateful. If you don't know, and I'll say this really quickly because it is important, when you're looking at genetics, men have an X and Y chromosome representing the mother and the father of that child. Women only have an X chromosome. So where the man has an XY, the woman has, or female has, an XX. Therefore, as women, we're not able to get the full understanding of our genetic history because we only carry our mother's genes. Our male siblings or parent carries the XY. And so from that, you're able to establish the genetics from your father, from your paternal side of life. I had the opportunity recently to have my genetics tested along with my sibling. And I came away with something that is really amazing and remarkable, and something truly that I'm thankful for. And so I'm going to be sharing what I learned during this process. There are various companies that you can go to. I'm not promoting anyone in particular, but I did go through 23andMe because it had a broader base in African American genetics. I'm going to stop here, but I want you to join me next time. Thank you for listening, and join me next time as we redefine the previous steps of your process. Never forget, becoming is a process. A process has stages. One small change changes everything. So invest in yourself. Please visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com for links and additional information. And please rate the podcast if you're enjoying it.